Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me for another online yoga practice. This Saturday, the 28th of October, we celebrate the full Hunter's Moon in Taurus. So we're going to be using the qualities of Taurus, the grounding and the stability, as well as taking the focus point of the Hunter's intention to create this deep inner awareness and to focus on openings through the third eye. So in Sanskrit, we have something that's called dristi and is a gaze point. And this is going to be a key focus of our practice today to create external and internal stillness, and in turn creating that stability through the body and stability through the mind. We also celebrate the lunar eclipse, so the moon energy is strong and is really great for setting intentions that circle around creating grounding and stability. So I really hope you enjoy this practice. If you wanted anything to enhance this sense of focus, Amethyst, clear quartz are really good for opening up your third eye, and Hematite is really good for that stability and grounding earth element of the Taurus energy. So taking those along will help you. If you wanted to bring any oils, lavender, sage and rosemary are really good for this practice as well. So as always, modify when you need to. Enjoy your practice, and thank you all so much for joining me. Namaste. Okay, so we're going to start today in a child's pose. As with any full moon practice, it's really nice to set our intention for the movement we take and to recalibrate and connect to our breath and our body. So you can have your knees wide, toes together to touch as we extend the arms out in front. Relax your forehead down to either your yoga mat, or if it doesn't quite reach, you can stack your palms and rest your head to the back of your hands. Just feel the forehead gently connecting to something. It is said that the space in the very center of our forehead is where our third eye rests. Third eye begins to open when we feel the connection to the divine. We feel connected to our higher self. Allows us to increase in focus. And during our practice this morning or this evening, you can imagine that our third eye is gently opening as we find a focus, we find connection to our gaze point or our dristi. Just as the hunter moves into a deep state of focus, so too do we as we move through today's practice. And so you can set your intention either just being focused, balanced. Perhaps today you just want to find stillness of your mind. Whatever your intention is, just breathe that in fully. One last deep breath in. And deep breath out. Gently rise up to hands and knees with your wrists under your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. And we'll just take some cat-cows. So inhaling into cow pose, lifting the crown of the head up as we bring the chest forward. Lift your gaze up slightly, but keep your forehead soft. As you exhale, round the spine, imagine you're trying to bring your gaze towards your belly button as you hug your navel in towards your spine and separate the shoulder blades on the back of the body. Inhaling again, open. Keep a steady, fixed gaze, and as we exhale, round. One more round. As we inhale, come back to neutral, and then we're going to charge the right foot back, so the right heel presses back. We just take a little bit of forward and back motion. If this is uncomfortable through your wrists, you can always do this through your forearms as we gently warm up through the calves. So the toes are the foundations of the body, and when we work with the Taurus energy, we're looking to find that stability, that grounding quality. So just becoming aware of the fascia of the sole of the foot and the toes can help to increase our balance during our balance-based postures. When you're ready, come back to neutral and then bring your right foot over towards the left side of your mat. From there, you're going to curve through the spine and you can look back towards your right big toe. So this is in Sanskrit, Parayuragray Dristi. Keep your gaze towards that big toe. Notice the natural tendency to want your gaze to wander.
Keep pushing through the hands, keep hugging the navel in and up. And then inhale, bring your right foot back through center. Bring your right knee underneath your right hip as we exhale. From here, inhale, extend your left leg back, just press that heel back, and you can take a little bit of forward and back motion. Remember, you can do this from your forearms instead. And just try to keep your gaze point to one fixed point in the center of your mat. Resist the urge to check in with what's going on around you, and instead focus on the more intrinsic, the internal sensations. Come back to center, and then from here, bring your left foot over towards the right side of your mat as you curve through the spine. So opening up through the left ribs, the left waist, as you turn your gaze back towards the left big toe. See if you can find stillness. And imagine all 5 of those left toes really pushing into the earth. Foundations are strong. As we inhale, bring your left knee back through center and underneath your left hip, and we'll come into downward facing dog. So bringing the palms forward a couple of inches as we tuck the toes under and lift the heels up and back. Now, you're always welcome to find movement in down dog, a little pedaling of those heels. Or today, perhaps you would prefer to find stillness to really encourage those feelings of stability within the body, really grounding through the knuckles of the index and thumbs, and really beginning to press back through those heels. Turn your gaze towards either the tip of your nose or, if it's possible, towards your belly button. And try to keep your gaze resting there. As we inhale, we're going to lift the right leg up and back behind you. As you exhale, bend the right knee, and you're going to step the right foot through to the space between the hands. And just take a breath here in your runner's lunge. Create that stability through the right foot. Finish your exhalation. And then as we inhale, we're going to rise either to crescent lunge, or if it's in your practice, warrior one, by spinning that left heel down as we reach through the tips of the fingers. Bring your gaze up towards the thumbs. Keep squaring the left ribs forward and the right ribs back. Keep sinking your right thigh low, feeling that stability through either the left toes or the outer edge of that left foot. Take a breath in. As we exhale, we're going to open the arms into warrior two, capital T with the arms, and turn your gaze towards the middle finger of your right hand. Keep your gaze steady there, sinking the hips low, so you can really feel into this posture. Notice how you feel through the shoulders. Can you root a little bit more through the outside edge of that left foot? And you have the option to stay here, or you can create a lifted thumb with your right hand, so your thumb faces up, and creating a bow position with your left hand, so your left thumb faces up, and bring that elbow back alongside your left ear. So it's like you're drawing back on a bow and arrow. Again, just turning your gaze towards the thumb of the right hand. Really imagine you're tuning into that inner focus, creating the qualities of the hunter. As we inhale, bring the arms back out to warrior two. As you exhale, bring your right hand slightly to the right and in front of your right foot as the left fingertips reach up. Now you can look down towards your right toe for this next part as you lift the left leg up for half moon. Now you have the option, either look down towards your right toes, or to challenge your balance, you can look up towards the ceiling. Looking up is called urdhva dristi, upward dristi, or you can look towards your thumb. See if you can hold here for another breath in. As you exhale, turn down, bring your left hand and your left foot to the floor, feet hips distance apart. So moving into our forward fold, you can have your hands to your thighs, shins, or peace fingers towards the big toes. As we inhale, bring your chest and your chin forwards. As you exhale, belly to thigh, chin to shin as the crown of the head releases down. So keeping your hips stacked over your heels, turning your gaze down towards your toes, or if you're quite mobile here, just turning your gaze off the tip of your nose. Really feel into this posture, feel the openings through the hamstrings. Feel the shoulder blades depressed so they drop away from the ears as the elbows draw wide. Resist the urge to look around. Resist the urge for external judgment. As we inhale, rise into a halfway lift as we look forwards. As you exhale, bend the knees as much as you need to plant both hands. Step back to a plank and then either straight to down dog, or if you want to flow, you can bend those elbows lower down onto your belly. Inhale, rising into either baby cobra or upward facing dog, gently engaging through the muscles of the upper back as we lift the gaze. And then as we exhale, soften through the spine, the neck, as we lift ourselves up and back into downward facing dog. Bring your gaze back to the tip of your nose or your navel. As we inhale, keep your gaze steady as you lift the left leg up. As you exhale, bend your left knee, step your left foot through to the space between your hands, and just gazing off the tip of the nose in the runner's lunge as we inhale. Exhale fully. Inhaling as we rise into either crescent lunge with that back heel lifted, or you can spin that right heel down for warrior two. Gaze can be straight ahead or up towards the thumbs. Bring your right ribs forward, left ribs back, shoulders soft. Feel that stabilizing earth quality. Take a breath in. As we exhale, open the arms into warrior two. Turn your gaze towards the middle finger of your left hand. And don't forget about the foundations, that earth Taurus quality as we sink the hips low. Maybe feeling your heart rate going up, but still try to embrace the grounding calm. Either stay here or bring your thumbs up. Option to bring your right thumb forwards and then pull back like a bow and arrow. So your thumb is by your ear, elbow trying to remain shoulder height. Sinking low. Look to your left thumb. Inhale, come back to traditional warrior two. And then as we exhale, hinging at the hips, bring the left fingertips to the left and slightly in front of the left foot. You can look down as you transition, sliding your right toes in, lifting your right leg up. Either option to keep your gaze down or to challenge your balance. You can look up, either towards the ceiling or towards your right hand. And don't forget to breathe. Take one more breath in. As we exhale, bring your right foot underneath your right hip, hands to the floor, breathing in, tall spine, and breathing out as we fold forwards. You can keep your hands to the floor, or if you'd like for this round, you can bring the palms of the hands under the soles of the feet, toes to wrist creases, or just take your fingers towards your toes again. As we breathe in, we bring the chin and the chest forwards. As we breathe out, we fold a little bit deeper, but keep your gaze steady, off the tip of your nose or towards your toes. Feel the toes rooting into the palms of the hands. Feel the sense of grounding through the backs of the hands. Inhale, rise, halfway lift. As we exhale, we're going to plant the hands, step both feet back to high plank with the option to come straight back to down dog, or you can lower knees, chest, chin, or halfway down into low plank. Inhale into your back bend. Maybe up dog with your wrists under your shoulders, and exhale into your downward facing dog. Find your steady gaze. And then looking to the space between your hands, we're going to step both feet forwards together with your toes touching, halfway lift. As we exhale, just taking another little fold. As we inhale, we're going to rise up to standing. You can reach through the tips of the fingers with the option to lift the gaze. And as we exhale, find mountain pose, releasing your arms down by the side. We're going to find a standing bow pose because it wouldn't be a hunter's full moon without finding bow pose. So we're going to bring your right elbow to your right waist, palm of the right hand faces up. So
thumb is towards the back of the room. And then we're going to take a hold of the inside arch or the inside ankle of the right foot, so your thumb is towards your big toe pad. Now from here, you can either keep your left hand to your waist or bring your left arm up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, engage your right glute. So just try to draw your right knee back. Avoid moving through anything else. And then once you've found your maximum range of extension at your right hip, lift your chin, lift your chest, lift your gaze, and then eventually you can begin to roll the pelvis forward over the head of the left femur. Keep your gaze forwards towards the middle finger of your left hand. Holding for 3. Keep breathing. 2. And 1. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release the foot, release the hands. Take a breath in mountain pose. And let it go. Recalibrate that stillness in between postures. And we're going to switch that to the other side. So bring the left elbow to the left waist, palm of the left hand faces up. We're going to take a hold of the inside arch or the inside ankle of the left foot. Exhale, allow the knees to draw together again. So knees aren't too wide. Inhale, option to reach that right palm up. And then as you exhale, just bring that left leg back. So it's like you're trying to keep your knees in a line, but your left thigh is drawing back behind you. Now this may not feel too dramatic, but we're going to begin to back bend, lift the chin, lift the chest, lift the gaze. And then eventually, the final movement is to begin to roll the pelvis forwards over the head of the right femur. Turn your gaze towards the middle finger of your right hand as we breathe. Keep engaging that back leg, keep engaging through the back body. This is a back bend. For 3, 2, 1. Inhale, rise. And exhale, release to mountain pose. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. We're going to roll down to boat pose. So if this is a little intense, just come to seated and then come to boat from your way. Otherwise, we're going to squat those hips low. Take the sit bones to the earth as we roll back into boat. So you can have your legs extended with your shins parallel with the floor. If this is a little intense, bring your hands to the backs of your thighs. Eventually, maybe your legs are straight. Gaze towards the toes. Shaking is okay, but breathe. Keep your navel hugged in towards your spine. Imagine you're creating that hyper focus. If you can breathe through this, you can breathe through pretty much anything else life's going to throw your way. Take another breath in. And exhale, gently release. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. Archer's pose. Now this one is a little bit different. We don't really do, I don't think we've ever done archer's pose in one of these videos, but it's quite a fun one. And of course, being the hunter's full moon, we've got to take an archer's pose, but it is quite a deep hip opener. So if you would prefer to either sit this one out, or you can modify by taking forehead to knee, by just bending the right knee and bringing the sole of the right foot towards the inner left thigh and then folding forwards from here. You can do that. Otherwise, there's a couple of modifications you can do. The first one is to take your right elbow around your right knee, your left elbow towards the sole of the foot, and you can kind of create this side to side motion like you're kind of rocking a baby with a tall spine. If your hips are pretty mobile, you're going to take your peace fingers around your right big toe and you're going to draw that elbow up by your ear, so it's like you're pulling back the string of a bow and arrow, and then going to reach your left fingertips towards your left big toe. Okay, so it's kind of a funky one. If this causes pain through your lower back, just ease off. I'm just going to hold here for another breath in. And exhale. Just gently release. Good. Give those legs a little shake. Soften. And we'll switch sides. So once again, you can come to forehead to knee with the left thigh out to the side. Otherwise, you may want to bring the crook of the left elbow around the left knee, crook of the right elbow to the sole of the foot. Find this little side to side motion. Try to keep your right toes flexed if you can. And then if you wanted to add on, peace fingers of your left hand around your left big toe. Draw that elbow up like you're pulling back on the string with the option to reach your right fingertips towards your right big toe. Look towards your right big toe. Really focusing that hunter energy. For 3, 2, 1. Release your left foot down. Extend your left leg. Give your legs a little shake as we breathe. And let it go. We're going to come to lay down on our backs. And we're going to take our rest here. So just bringing your legs out long. If you need to take any final movements before you come to relax down, any twists, feel free to take those now. Otherwise, when you're ready, just allowing yourself to relax, to find stillness. Let your entire body become heavy. Taking on the earth qualities of the Taurus energy, feeling that grounding, support of the feminine earth, the power of the feminine moon, opening your intuition to your divine self by illuminating the third eye in the center of your forehead. And as we lay here, I invite you to, even behind closed eyelids, to turn your gaze inwards and upwards towards the center of your forehead. Now, if this causes ocular strain, you're welcome to just, of course, find any variation that suits you. But otherwise, sample it. Try drawing your awareness inwards and upwards. And notice this internal stillness that we hold. The hunter full moon, combined with the Taurus energy, combined with the power of the lunar eclipse, means that our intuition is incredibly heightened. We have this beautiful laser focus. And so it's up to us to direct that focus to where we want it to be. We've been training our focus and our stillness of the mind through our yoga practice today, but now is the time to apply this to your everyday life. What areas of your life could do with a little bit more focus and a little bit more awareness? As always, this is a wonderful time for reflection. If you have the time after your practice, perhaps journaling to cement these feelings into place. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful Hunter's full moon in Taurus and a wonderful lunar eclipse. Thank you all so much for joining me. Namaste.